Yo. Bro, take on my balls and it be a good. Oh, take on my balls and I'm can call me good boy, but her delusion is worse than her very Elijah, bro. You know what I'm saying? About coach. You know, let's hit it, man. Let's go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo, I just been watching this thing, right? Ah, ah, ah.
She is losing her hair so badly she has to wear a hat or wrap in nearly every
That's not a girl, gang. That's a whole dude.
post that she makes. This is an act of self-virilization, which is a very weird concept.
Disclaimer, this video is educational and informative in nature.
Bro, what is this? Bro.
Do not contact anyone sharing this video. Also, this video is discussing steroids.
Do not use steroids.
This is entirely for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Love
You
this
look
dude.
like a man because you use roids. Yeah, okay, I look like a man, yeah, I use roids. Now easy questions for you, expert. If roids work like that, why do you juicing for years still don't look like a man? No, like a gym hobo who's never seen proper training, food or sleep? Yes. You all think steroids are magic. Pin once, turn into the beast. No, pin once, you turn into pin version of yourself. If you were a piece of shit before cycle, you still be a piece of shit on cycle. Just with a high chance of dropping dead from heart attack at 40. I look like this because I didn't fuck around with my training for 10 years.
On me?
Didn't eat trash, didn't sleep 3 hours at night, didn't skip meals. Roy just speed up what was already working. If your foundation is garbage, steroids will just make you faster, garbage. So next time you say, oh, it's all roids. Take a look at
It's all roids. Why you bro sound like that? That's an area.
yourself first and ask, why aren't they working on you?
Okay, but I'm confused about how any of this has anything to do with you looking like a man.
I mean, I'm a little Dexter, bro.
Like, I get it, right? You know, taking steroids won't build you the exceptional physique. It will help, but it's not everything.
That's an bro. That's 100% a dude.
And I think it's really important to state that building a physique is not the only thing they help you with, too. Like, they do a lot of other different things. Like, I don't know, turn you into a man as a female. And the fact that you always get this quote from bodybuilders that it's like, steroids don't really do that much. You know, you have to train and you have to eat right and you have to do all these things. Well, this has been disproven factually many times. Because steroids, independent of training and nutrition, cause hypertrophy. The mechanism is entirely separated from those two things, like in this phenomenal study where they showed something that most
What the
people should understand. There was 43 men put into 4 groups. One of the groups had a placebo injection. He just got vegetable oil. Bro ran out of luck. They didn't exercise at all. Another group had 600 milligrams of testosterone, which is a hefty dose for a study, injected weekly with no exercise at all. And then another group had exercise and a placebo. So they were getting the vegetable oil injections all as well, but they were
Oh, working out.
allowed to train and had a very set regiment. And lastly, there was a group who received 600 milligrams of testosterone and was able to exercise using their regiment. Now, over the span of 10 weeks, they watched to see what happened. They checked a few things: their lifts in terms of like their PRs, their maxes, but also their lean body mass, fat mass, and bone mineral density. And wouldn't you believe it, the 600 milligram of testosterone group only busted the natural
Pause.
exercisers out of the water. I mean, busted them out of the water. The natty lifters, look, they made progress. In fact, they got stronger on movements when tested compared to the non-exercising anabolic users. However, those anabolic users were basically able to keep up in their strength even though they didn't train at all. And on top of that, they had way more, almost double the amount of lean mass from just taking testosterone. So quite literally, they did nothing and achieved better results, better body composition. Then the group that was on test and had exercise just left the natty lifters 0 good chance, bro. I mean, they literally tripled their PRs, tripled the amount of lean mass gained. I mean, it was no comparison. So sure, you have a point to say that steroids don't do the work for you, but they certainly can make a big deal and a huge difference when compared to non-steroidal using populations. Let's not be delusional here. You always get the quote, we gotta train, you gotta eat right. But truly, I mean, steroids are impressive and they work extremely well, they will do the work. Secondly, steroids do a lot of things. In specific, one other thing, make you look like a man as a female. And this is an act of self-virilization, which is a very weird concept. Let's not call a chicken a duck here and be very honest about that.
That's it, bro. That's 100% the dude.
Steroids as a female will virilize you, turning you into more masculine versions of yourself. But you know what won't cause secondary male characteristic development as a female? Hex supplements pre-workout. Now coming without any anabolics ever included in creation. You through it.
That's crazy.
Like functional brain health.
Oh, yeah, that's him.
That's very better not.
Wait.
In the description. That this time. Add over. Now, genuinely, AAS or anabolic androgenic steroid usage, this is what you're going to hear me call it often. Anabolic androgenic steroid, AAS, gear, Sazul, it's all the same. So research in women is mostly unexplored and honestly needs to be a very big topic of discussion within study, data, all this other cool things. One of the cool things I think about the enhanced games is that they're actually using it as a moment in time to study athletes taking steroids in a controlled manner. But often what you have right now in data is just like a case study with one gal, and that's it. But I think this situation, these are really good case studies for you. She is losing her hair so badly, she has to wear a hat or wrap in nearly every post that she makes. Then she has to throw on a wig when she steps on stage. And sorry, people hate to hear it, but that is just the truth. Like, she used steroids to a point that she is no longer able to have her own natural hair and have it look beautiful anymore. The community hates when I say it and call it out, and it's like a huge problem to everybody, but it's real. Like, it's a huge fucking problem, and it's right in front of us. It's not normal, it's not healthy.
Bro, what you... Bro... Yo, this might just be a gay dude, bro.
Oh, maybe she just, prefers it to be that way. It's a representation of stress to the body, okay? Your organs are including your skin and hair, alright? It's not a good idea to just nuke those things off the face of the planet. Ah, shit. Now, to explain virilization, it's a condition where females develop characteristics associated with males. It's as simple as it gets. It's as plain as you can make it. This happens naturally in cases where women are exposed to far too many androgens during pregnancy, while in the womb, or other conditions like PCOS later in life. In these cases, androgens are normally synthesized in the ovaries, adrenal glands, and pineal glands, with only about 2% of those hormones being
Why am I actually learning, bro? We 8 minutes in, barely yet. This is kind of crazy, man.
Available at any point in time. But of course, when you self-induce this condition using exogenous steroid hormones, you're having way more than 2%, and in fact, you're having such an exponentially higher amount of male hormones that you do cause these outcomes. We're getting a little bit technical here. Hold on with me. We'll get back to the main subject. The biologically active androgens in a female include DHEA, DHA sulfate, dehydrated tissues, 5-alpha
this is hard.
Now, these hormones are all normal to have as a female, but they do change drastically throughout your life, whether that's pregnancy, hormonal fluctuations within a menstrual cycle, or even stress or nutritional intake. I mean, females are very sensitive to hormonal fluctuations based on their own lifestyle. And the main point to understand, though, is
I will never turn into a female again. I can't do that. Go back.
Androgen biosynthesis and metabolism, or an imbalance created simply by administering a copious amount of androgens or steroids into your buttocks, will significantly affect a female's health. It will absolutely impact reproductive tissues, mood, emotional stability, skin, bones, vascular architecture. I mean,
dang, bro. We say women sensitive. I mean, dang, not this sensitive. I mean, shoot. It's true. It's proven by science itself. Wow.
Obviously, a lot of this happens in males too, but females are highly susceptible. Now,
see,
take steroids because they act on the androgen receptor, and that androgen receptor activation, unfortunately, is not just located on muscle tissue. It's located all over the body, on basically every organ and every tissue. So you have the other effects of taking steroids as well. For instance, deepening of the voice to the morphology of the larynx, dramatically changing permanently, may I add, which will cause a lower voice, and you could even talk about hair loss or hair growth, which many men tend to experience in later later age, you basically lose the top of your head. The Norwood Reaper comes to fucking get you, and then you grow body hair. Like, it's an actually really unfair predicament that males get put into, because it's like you lose the most valuable hair, and then you gain a shit ton of other hair that you don't want. However, in females, the process is dramatically shifted entirely. In males, it accelerates with steroids, but with females, you completely change what was happening to your body already and put it on a new path. Point is, trying to justify how you look and specifically why you look like a man, and then shifting that into because you train hard and you eat well, it's not a good look, just not it. A better strategy, frankly, would be explaining to women that, hey, I look like this because I take a lot of steroids, and this is what will happen if you do take steroids. Not that you work hard and you are impressive and better than men. It's not the message that needs to be sent out, because ultimately this kind of information is coveted by women in bodybuilding. They love to not talk about these kind of consequences with their steroid and PED exposure. And then the consequences of that is that people, young women, don't understand the implications of the pill that their coach gave them. They don't understand the implications of the sport of bodybuilding and how you're going to have to perpetually use some form of steroids to stay competitive. They don't understand the literal biological and morphological consequence.
Bro. Yo, I don't think these, yo, in a little grief, I don't think they was taking steroids, bro. They just built.
That will take shape from exposure to these things. And I genuinely hope that if they do go down that path, they just simply experience topical problems, right? Because that's all we've really talked about. Skin, hair.
Hey, bro, if you trying this attractive, bro, as a man, bro, you might be gay, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, man. You might be gay, bro. Yo, you find the slightest bit, bro. Oh. That's a girl. I don't give a fuck.
Face changing, your voice changing. The AC is literally dripping on me right now. This is sick. Thailand's wild. All right, we didn't talk about how women
You find this attractive, bro?
particular, taking steroids are very susceptible to ovarian cysts and severe follicular degeneration, losing
This is how we get chopped, women, man.
the ability to have children, have enjoyable sex lives. I mean, it's not good. Conversely, men oftentimes don't have to experience outcomes like this, and it's a really unfortunate thing because women just do. And you're destroying your health and potential to have kids for a trophy that genuinely 90% of the world will not recognize. They won't understand the importance of that trophy. And look, I know that's really harsh to say. It is. And I even have trophies. Like, I get it. It sucks to say, but it is true. If you take 100 people off the street and you show them your little medallion that you got on stage, probably 10 of those people at best will understand the implications of that little medallion and say, hey, great job. But the majority of them are just going to look at it and say, bodybuilding, she maybe competed or something. I don't know. That's the reality of what we're working with here. It is the same in the military, right? Like, a lot of the guys in the military wanted to go do these crazy schools, Ranger School, Airborne School, Air Assault School, and oftentimes it would take them away from critical moments in their own life, like families, kids being born, holidays, something like that. And I always
Okay. Gotta get into this footage, man.
had the opinion of, hey, maybe we should look at this from a larger picture standpoint. I understand your military career is important, but also when you leave, the only people who are going to understand what those little medals on your chest mean are the people sitting in the fucking VFW, bro. The barista across the counter at Starbucks isn't even going to know what the fuck you did. If you're going to do it for you, by all means, but if you're trying to do it because it brings accolades into your life that you think will be valuable, probably a miscalculation. Not me trying to be a dick. I have these medals, right? Like, it's just from practical experience. Like, nobody knows. Bodybuilding is generally great. I love the sport. It's just that this side of it, I fucking hate, man. Like, I genuinely do not like the sport when it turns into this. Because I admire the work ethic and I admire the sacrifice that somebody has to go through to achieve these levels of physique. However, especially with these gals taking blasting steroids, is it really worth the outcomes? Is the benefit worth the cost of permanent change?
Sleeping with a coach. What in the actual? Nobody wants to sleep with this, bro. If I saw this on the stream, I'm like, that's a build. I'm not gonna mess with that. They broke us up with me. Hey, you're gay. You what?
for the rest of your life to your femininity. For the love of all things, ladies, you watching this right now, just please understand, if you take steroids, if this is the life that you choose for yourself, if this is what you want for yourself, and you want that bodybuilding trophy, you know it's going to bring you fulfillment in life, genuine fulfillment. By all means, go crazy. Like, I have no place to say in this that, maybe this person isn't even upset about how they look, and that's fuck yeah. For them, great. If they found happiness, they're doing better than me. But just understand one thing. This is not momentary. This is a permanent change to your body that will...
It's kind of crazy, bro. You switch from feminine clothes to male clothes. That's just straight out of the equation, my dog. Like, wait.
You for the rest of your life. And you can't avoid these changes with your coach's magical protocol that will somehow save you from the experience that all other females have had. Will low doses affect you as much? Realistically, probably not. Specifically, we have a lot of good data on Anavar. It's not that Anavar is safe, and I think a lot of people tend to think it is because it's brought up in this conversation so much. It's just that we have a lot of good quantifiable data on it, especially for long-term use in females and kids, believe it or not. So where we see women using it for 5 years in a clinical data set at 2.5 milligrams a day, 2.5 milligrams a day, keep in mind, okay, without any negative consequences to their health or virilization. Okay, that looks pretty good on paper. However, it's really important to consider a female normally produces an equivalence of about 3 to 7 milligrams of androgens a week in a normal situation without PCOS and all these other things. A 10 milligram tab of Anavar a day might sound harmless, but at the end of the week, you've taken 70 milligrams of total androgens. So if you're taking 2.5, okay, fine, I can't say much against that. But if you're taking 70, or in some of these cases, women are often taking 20 milligrams a day. So if you're taking 140 milligrams of androgens a week, it's not the same. You're taking such an exponentially higher dose, it is not even close to the same. Give it a bit too many weeks and you're cooked, like permanently cooked. Even the slightest change, they're permanent. Okay, these architectural changes are momentary. It won't stop if you come off. They are permanent. So that was a really long rant, you guys, but I hope you enjoyed it. That video just kind of triggered me a little bit because it's like,
oh, I'm muscular because I work harder than you and all these things, and I look like a man because of that too.
and quite frankly, that is just not the case here. It's a much more large conversation to be held.
Way though, you a little large down there. I mean,
women,
shoot.
and then when a guy gets on here and says that it's a big, 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 big problem because apparently I'm being rude and bullying people, but I'm just talking about the facts of male hormone usages in women and how toxicity can happen at such a dramatic rate when you are a female blasting the doses that these women do. Again, maybe they enjoy it, maybe that's the lifestyle that they've chosen for themselves and brings them true fulfillment. But I feel like in many cases, and a lot of the times, what we don't see online is probably from those exact women who don't feel content with their decision and now have to face its repercussions for the rest of their life. But if you enjoyed this video,
R.I.P. Lil Bro. We out. Suck it till you can't. I don't give a. Alright, bro. We out, man.